So, go ahead.
No.
I was just going to say, because I work with a lot of you on the topic of sales and marketing. So I want to know if there is a particular topic you'd like to see covered as it relates to building sales funnel or effectively creating sales or revenue generation. I want to make sure that that topic is covered because it's been heavily focused on for many of you. So any of that interest you guys?
Yeah.
What specifically do you, I mean, we can go in circles around it, so shoot.
Should we be discerning the values of our customers coming through the door? Is that something?
I worked many years ago with a gentleman named Walter Haley. He helped initiate Kmart. And he did a sales training program in Boerne, Texas. And I went out there as a guest speaker to his sales training program. And he was really an amazing guy, really dedicated to sales. And he talked and just pounded into our brain the dominant buying motive. That's what he called it, the DBM. Now, his dominant buying motive is the same as our highest value. Same thing. He said, if you don't find out what that is and establish that and confirm that before you ever offer any form of service or product, you're almost guaranteed to get it done. Many people want to go and talk about how great their service is before finding out if the person you meet. How many would agree that when somebody tries to sell you something and they talk about how great it is and they haven't even asked you what your needs are, it's irritating. So, to sell is not to tell, it's to ask questions, and to observe, and to watch body language, and to care. To sell is to care about them enough to find what they really are looking for. So there's more in selling to asking questions than anything. And sometimes the best sale is somebody else that has the product they need. I've seen many times patients used to come to me years ago and say they had a certain type of condition. I said, you know what, I have the person that I need to refer you to. I could have taken him on. I probably could have done him a service, but I didn't think I could do him as good a service as the person I referred him to. And I found that if I did that, I got more referrals from that person and more appreciation from that person. So sometimes not trying to make a sale, but trying to care and serve the person pays off more than anything. So asking questions and establishing needs and making observations is the science. And you can keep the 13 value determinants in mind. You may not ask them, but you keep them in mind when you're asking and talking to them. Can I share a story? I was asked to be on a board of a company in Houston. It was a marketing company, and direct marketing. And we were deciding in the board what law firm we were going to use for the company. And we narrowed it down to the top 3 companies in Houston, Texas, because I'm originally from Houston. And they came to do a presentation. The first guy comes in, really cocky, confident, over-cocky, and tells them how great his company is, all about the history of the company, how great it is, who their clients are, what they do, and the type of people and the type of deal, and just talk way puffed up. And anytime you puff yourself up above the truth, you will automatically get resistance and criticism to get you back to the truth. So that was the foolish thing the person did. He never asked us anything, never had any questions, just how great his company was. And we were kind of looking at our watch going, let's get this thing over with, and got him out of there. The second person came in, he greeted everybody, handshake firm, look him straight in the eye, a real sincere curiosity about who we were. But not only that, is he knew everybody in that room because he did his homework. He knew everybody in that room. You're Dr. Demartini. You do this and this and this and this. Am I correct? Made everybody feel like they were special, royal. It wasn't flattering. It was sincere investigation and research to find out who these people were. He sat down, he pulled out his notepad, and he said, I'm all ears. I need to know what you're wanting, what your needs are, what your frustrations are, what your concerns are, every aggravation you're trying to avoid. Talk to me. Because if I'm not the guy for you, maybe I can find somebody that can get the right job done. If it's not a fit, I don't want to take up your time. But I need to know what you're wanting. What exactly is the need? And we went around there and he asked questions. He was very professional. Asked amazing questions and drew out of us everything we need, every worry, every concern, everything, budget, everything that would possibly handle his objectives. He got them out in the front. As he was doing this, we were looking, going, we knew halfway through his presentation this was the guy. We knew just from that level, just the way he handled it, because he cared. He sincerely wanted to help us get our goal. When he got out, we didn't want to tell him we were going to hire him out of the bat, because we wanted to discuss it further. But we let the third person come in. And he was somewhere between the other two. We had made our decision by the way he handled it. Because he cared to find out what the needs were before he ever offered a service. And he said, before I just impulsively, say that what I have to offer here, I want to make sure that I have all your needs. Is there anything else? Is there any other concerns? I want to make sure. I'd rather know every possible thing that you don't want to have happen, you do want to have happen, everything else. I'd rather have a thorough understanding so I can put together a true presentation that will make sure that it's actually going to be helpful to you, or find someone that's going to do it. It was like done. And even before he accepted it, he still wanted to make sure that it was a fit for him too. So there's a respect there. So he qualified us as much as we were qualifying him. But he's caring about us, and you can feel it. You can't fake it. We all have been to a department store or a restaurant where somebody's not really inspired. They don't care. They don't listen. You tell them, you make an order, and they didn't listen. The ones that listen, you go back to. So you listen carefully. You ask questions to clarify. You reconfirm what their needs are. You establish them. Years ago, I used to go door to door to door to door, house to house to house, and do surveys of the neighborhood to find out what healthcare concerns they have, what are the biggest problems they have in dealing with health and doctors and everything else. And went to 1,000 different homes to find out what people's frustrations and needs were. I got patience in it. Because I just went and asked questions.